Welcome back to the Museum Vale. Today we're going to talk about Israel, TikTok, and the battle over media freedom. When we talk about media freedom in Israel right now, we're talking about something much bigger than TikTok. TikTok has become a lightning rod, yes, but it's only one piece in a much larger struggle over who controls narratives, who gets silenced, and what counts as truth in wartime. So let's talk about TikTok and the algorithm question. TikTok officially, Israel has not banned TikTok. There's no law in the book saying that people in Israel can't use it. But behind the scenes, the relationship is tense. Israeli officials have publicly questioned whether TikTok's algorithm suppresses pro-Israel content and or amplifies anti-Israel voices. Diplomats have even claimed that TikTok admitted there is no algorithm in the traditional sense. The visibility is based on internal decisions. And I can vouch for this. It's absolutely true. At the same time, TikTok itself has been very busy. Since October 7th, 2023, it has removed over 3 million videos and suspended more than 140,000 live streams in the Israel-Palestine region for breaking its rules on extremism, hate speech, and misinformation. Now, from TikTok's perspective, that's enforcement. From many creators' perspectives, especially those who support Israel, it feels like silencing. And the transparency problem is getting worse. In early 2024, TikTok removed public hashtag view counts. My name had 6 million hashtags. All of a sudden, zero, less than 10,000. No joke. And this made it harder for creators and researchers to track whether certain content really is being suppressed, or that fuels suspicion even if in reality it's more complex. There is the AI Jazeera law and foreign media crackdowns. But Israel's media story doesn't end with platforms. In 2024, the Knesset passed what became known as the AI Jazeera law, giving the government the power to shut down foreign broadcasters it considers a security risk or a security threat. And it didn't stay theoretical. AI Jazeera's offices and broadcasts inside Israel were shut down repeatedly in 35 to 45 day blocks, with court upholding the closures. Critics called this censorship. Supporters said that it was national security. Either way, it set a precedent. Foreign media can be silenced in Israel if state decides their reporting crosses the line. What about military censor and police power? Inside Israel, the military censors have always had a role in wartime reporting, but its power has expanded. Journalists are required to seek approval before reporting on certain security topics. A censor order even tried to restrict social posts about missile strikes, something the paper called legally invalid. But that still sent a chilling message to reporters. Add to that new police authority. As of June 2025, any officer can block or detain journalists filming scenes after strikes. That's a sweeping discretion that worries press freedom advocates. Imagine standing on a street with your camera only to be told you have no right to record because an officer says so. It's not just theory, it's happening. What about arrests online or for online content? That's happening also. Another front is social media incitement cases. Since October 2023, dozens of Arab citizens of Israel have been detained or arrested for online posts deemed supportive of terror or hateful towards the state. Some are genuine cases of glorifying violence. Others are far more ambiguous, raising concerns that political speech and dissent are being criminalized under the banner of security. Meanwhile, Israel's cyber unit regularly sends takedown requests to platforms like TikTok, Meta, and X. Did you know that? Many are complied with, but critics point out that this happens largely without court orders, meaning content is removed in the shadows with little transparency. All of this adds up to actually what we've been seeing. foreign broadcasters being shut down, military censor approvals required before reporting, police empowered to block filming, arrests for social posts, and a platform like TikTok, while not banned, policing millions of videos and limiting transparency in the process. No surprise then that Reporters Without Borders dropped Israel to 112th place out of 180 in its 2025 World Press Freedom Index. That's one of Israel's lowest rankings ever. The report cited tighter controls, disinformation laws, and pressures on both local and foreign journalists. So why does this all matter for the public and for you listening to this podcast? Because media isn't just about news, it's about how societies see themselves. When Al Jazeera is silenced, when journalists are stopped from filming, when creators feel their TikTok reach collapses, it's just not internal Israeli debate. It affects how the entire world understands the war, the politics, and the people involved. So on one hand, we have Israel that insists these measures are necessary for survival in the face of propaganda and terror. But on the other hand, critics argue that survival is being bought at the cost of democracy's most basic pillar, freedom of speech, to film, to post, to tell the truth. So TikTok may be the headline, but it's just the gateway into something much larger, a battle over who gets to speak in the middle of conflict. Israel isn't the only country tightening controls, but because of the war, its case is one of the most visible. For Israeli creators, journalists, and ordinary citizens, the space to share free is shrinking. For the rest of the world, the question becomes, how much of what we're seeing is reality, and how much is what government and platforms have decided we're allowed to see? When we talk about media freedom in Israel right now, we're talking about something much bigger than TikTok. TikTok has become a lightning rod, yes, but it's only one piece in a much larger struggle over who controls narratives, who gets silence, and what counts as truth in wartime.